So last time we talked cigars, and of course I started doing my sort of mystery let's plays, and I figured it's after work. Let's combine the two today. So we have a cigar to try, and you can see the name of this one in the title of the video, and that is the Java Red. We're finally diving in. I just unwrapped this. Holy crap, that is just... I heard this had the aroma of cherries and dark chocolate, and it is evident just from pulling it out of the wrapper. You can see this nice dark brown on here. That has impressed me with just the scent of it. Wow, I think this is going to be just as good as the mint. You know I love cherry flavored things, and the funny thing is cherry and watermelon are two like my favorite flavors. But oddly enough, in both cases, I can't stand watermelon, and cherries are meh. But anything cherry flavored, I freaking love it. So we're just going to dive right in. We're going to light this up, and then we'll get to the game in a minute. Now, oddly enough, I did get myself a new cigar cutter. Spoiled myself, and I even got one that has the Punch logo on there, since I've been getting a lot of the Punch cigars lately. This is kind of a neat one. Some of the CAO ones I've had in the past have this. So you can see it's got sort of a back on there. So you actually just put the cigar up there and just slice off the end. Usually with this type I've done 2 cuts with it to get it, make sure I get it good, but 1 should be fine. So we are going to try lighting things a little bit differently here today. See, I was watching a video from Cigar Aficionado's website. No, not their website, their YouTube channel. And they had this way of lighting the cigars that supposedly you can do it with just 3 matches. Honestly, I've been attempting to do this past couple of smokes I've had, and I've been successful, but it's taken me 4 matches every time. But we're going to go ahead and try this out. So we're going to go ahead and strike our first match. Let that light up some, and we're going to go ahead and start toasting this thing. And the first thing you notice, I didn't cut the head of the cigar off. In the video, it's explained that the guy explains it that there's so many different aromas and everything going into the cigar that if you cut that off, the heat from the fire would just sort of make it pass through the cigar. This way it's trapping the tastes and the scents inside the cigar. Okay? Seems fairly logical, but at the same time, have you ever lit up a cigar or a cigarette or anything without pulling that draw from it? It just seems so unlikely. So as you can see, I'm just kind of going ahead and toasting it like I normally would. And we're going to keep going with this one. Try to make sure to get this nice and even here. I think that one's pretty much done. Now we're going to take our second match. Just going to continue toasting this thing. Try and get this nice and even. Already actually getting this lit up some. The place I like to buy these from, there's really only one decent cigar shop in Sheboygan. It's a pretty good place, but they have a bit of a reputation of having their humidor is a bit, this thing's a bit dry. And I would tend to agree with that. A lot of times when I cut these, you get some tobacco flakes off the end or whatever. And that has been an issue, but the cigars have always been fine. A little bit awkward to smoke maybe. You've seen these, they burn perfectly even, they taste fine. It's not a big deal, but that might account for why I'm getting this burned so well already. Who knows, maybe we can get this in 3 today. That was match number 2. So, match number 3. You're probably wondering why I haven't cut the head off yet. We're not done. So, story goes that he really just kept going. He was very focused on this flame. He said that with this last match, he really tried to focus it more toward the middle of the cigar than the edges, because you do want that nice, even burn. And we're going to go ahead and try to look at the camera, but also stay focused on what I'm doing here. I had this weird buzzing noise. It's actually the flame off the edge of the match. Ooh. There we go. Try to get this nice and even yet. He says that get this thing down towards the end, but to burn my hand. And then he blew on the end of the cigar. Did his cut. I'm going to go ahead and do two. Like I said, I probably would end up doing. Blew it on again. Took his draw. Look at that. Let's do it in three this time. And let me tell you, that really works. I can taste every little bit of this thing. And it is fantastic. I tried that with the CAO Brazilian. I kept calling it the CAD. I don't know why. I looked like the O looked like a D. And it turns out I've had that cigar before. It seems somewhat familiar to me. So, but I did smoke that one last weekend, and I used this method of lighting it. And I remembered, like, after I had really looked over, I was like, oh, I had one of these before in a sampler, and I didn't care for it. It was okay, but it wasn't the best. And lighting it this way just made such a difference. Like, and it's the same way. It really does trap all that flavor inside and get it off that first draw, and it's just incredible. And if you want to see how I cut that, I said I did two cuts on the end. I really kind of cut that whole end off there. One would generally do it. It's just I kind of just nicked it. So anyway, the only way to truly judge a cigar, of course, is to smoke the whole thing. I mean, you have different flavors and aromas throughout the whole thing. So of course, when we do that, we're going to do one of my mystery Let's Plays. And I think I just probably flashed the game on here, and that's fine. We're just going to go ahead and get right into it. I figured I got a cherry flavored cigar. I need a game with cherries in it. It's after work. I just want to relax, chill out, and be mellow. There was obviously only one pick. One of my all-time favorite games. I've live streamed this on the channel before. That, of course, is Ms. Pac-Man. So here's the Sega Genesis version. I have stated many times before on the channel that the Sega Genesis version is in fact my absolute favorite port of the game. Couldn't get the Genesis to fire up today. Every Genesis I've ever had has been kind of finicky, and my current model is not any different. The game didn't want to play, but I figured I've got this on various systems. It's not a big deal. So we're just going to go ahead and play it on the good old NES. And as many of you know, the Pac-Man game's got some kind of a weird treatment on the NES. Of course, my Earl Grey, can't smoke without it. So on the NES, with Pac-Man had three different ports. There was the two gray cart versions and then a black cart 10 gen version. Pac-Mania just got a black cart for 10 gen that I'm aware of. I could be wrong about that. And Miss Pac-Man got two versions, a black cart 10 gen and then a gray cart licensed one. Oddly enough, I have all the Pac-Man variants, but I only have the black cart 10 gen one, which from what I've heard is the better of the two. So I don't want there to be any mistake. We're not playing it on the Genesis. It's not the gray cart, it is the black cart. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. This Pac-Man on the NES. We are, because we're me, I like to use the Pac Booster, and I am going to play on easy because, you know, I'm terrible at these things. But this is one of those games I really get into. So the Pac Booster is simply you hold down A or B, and as you can see, she moves slightly faster. Ooh, that was dangerous. I feel like my controller's a bit wonky. Oh, I gotta get that cherry. If I'm smoking the cherry cigar, I gotta get that cherry, you know? I feel like my controller's a little bit wonky. I go through I have gone through a lot of NES controllers in the past. I should probably turn my TV down. It might be a little bit too loud. We'll do that in a minute here. But yeah, I've been having trouble going up and down, it seems like. I made sure everything was plugged in good. But, you know, it's all good. It's just a game after all, right? I mean, it's one of the best games ever, but it's still just a game. All right, let's see if we can lure these guys in for one final. Here we go. We get all 4. There we go. Oh yeah, that's how it's done, baby. Turn the TV down. I gotta say, I love the Java Mint, but it's one of those things. People either love or hate mint. There's no in between. But most everybody can agree cherry is really good. And so far, this smoke is definitely doing the trick. It is very relaxing. You can see oh crap, I'm not getting my raspberry here. I'm inside today. I don't typically smoke inside. We did discuss this in the cigar video. But, yep, there goes some of the paper, or tobacco leaves. But anyway, the reason I'm inside is we've had gale force winds. It's been crazy cold outside. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this happen. There we go, got the fruit. So I just decided to go ahead and smoke it inside. I'm almost certain that's a violation of my lease. Well, my roommate used to smoke back here all the time, back before this was my bedroom. So I'm not terribly concerned about it. Don't think the landlord's going to see this video. I don't think they even realize I'm doing this sort of thing. So could end up being wrong. That would kind of suck, but I think we'll be alright. We burn a lot of incense and candles, so I think we'll be fine. Aw, love at first sight. Alright. Tell you, this is the way to relax and unwind after a day at work. I might as well go ahead and get this out of the way. So, a couple weeks ago I did a live stream, which is probably going to be the last live stream you see from me for a while. I'm not very good at the live streaming. This works a little bit better for me. I've had a lot of issues with it, especially with the microphones lately. But I mentioned in it I had to end the stream faster than I wanted to because I had something to do. Oh crap, that's not what I wanted to do. What I had to do was I had a job interview. Turns out the place I've been working for the past 8 years is closing down. So I've been looking for work. I've been looking for work for most of the year. Oh crap. That was all on me. So I'm looking for a part-time job, but there's one place locally I've been trying to get in at, and I've just been constantly applying for like every part-time job they had there. Of course, this is all to make up for when we were on lockdown and unemployment screwed up and I wasn't getting unemployment that entire time. So I had everything ready to go. So they announced about a month ago that they were closing down. For me, wasn't terribly big deal. I had all my stuff ready to go. So I decided, well, I'm going to apply a few more times at this place I've been trying to get in at for like a year now. But now I can apply for full-time work as opposed to just part-time. And that's all good and fine. That was a stupid time to get the power pellet. So I started applying, and I applied for like 3 jobs that I was interested in. And I got an interview. Cool. It's about time. So I figured I was just going to try and ride this out, and if I get offered a job there, since it's where I really want to work, then I'm going to go with it, and if not, yeah, that's cool too, then I'll start looking elsewhere. So that was the morning of that last live stream I did. That's why I had to get off, so I had to get off, and first time using Zoom, I had to test all that out, make sure everything was good, do the interview, and I got eaten by a blue ghost. Is that one blinky? But I also got the job. So I've been in the process. They had some other things they need to do, going for like drug tests, and it's a very physically active job. They wanted to make sure I could handle the job, so I had to do like some physical exercises and stuff with the physical therapist. Anyway, got that all sorted out. Finally got a start date for the new job. So I've been working on that. It's been about a month-long process. No complaints. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be working nights again. They actually did offer me to do it on first shift. I guess they have a first shift opening now, and I told them, no, I want to stick with nights. I think that kind of surprised them. Sorry, I've always been a night owl, and it's nice to see that I can finally make that work for me. Oh no! Oh, geez, the blue one keeps getting me. So, that's what I've been up to. With a lot of my free time has been involved in trying to get everything sorted out for work. I love how this version of the game, so you got one player, two-player alternating, two-player competitive, two-player co-op, man, on this and the Genesis version, it's just the greatest thing. I mean, you really got to be in sync with your friend to play that. And if you've never seen it, it's Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man on the board together at the same time. I like that you have the different size boards, arcade, mini, big. Not sure what strange is. Let's try that. We'll give this a shot. It looks different. Got to mix it up a bit sometimes, right? Gotta mix it up, but if you're clumsy on the controller like me, it ain't gonna help you any. I had a hard time. Like, this is my first pick of a game to play today, with my logic of how it would pair up with this cigar. It's got cherries in the first level. Let's go with that. I decided to try a few other games, thinking maybe something else. One idea was RoboCop versus Terminator on the Master System. Decided to play a little bit of it just to see how I liked it, and I was like, man, I'm not in the mood for an action game right now. Come to me, my pets, come. So not wanting to play like a more action-oriented game, I went back to, we'll do Ms. Pac-Man. Couldn't get the Genesis to work. Where my NES games are not exactly easily accessible to me right now. Almost did Pac-Mania on the Master System because I would have been able to just reach over and grab that. But I was like, no. But, you know, Ms. Pac-Man is one of those games. You're in the mood for Ms. Pac-Man. Nothing else is going to satisfy. This is just the way to go. And it just seemed like the good, chilled out, mellow way to play the game. Not to play the game, but for after work. Having a smoke, drinking some tea, got some errands to run once the stores are open, which is now, I never changed the clock on the DVD recorder because it's tradition. It's a VCR. The VCR you either got to have it flashing 12 o'clock or it's got to be just wrong. Well, clearly mine's just wrong. So I just looked over at it and saw it says like 9:10. And yeah, it's an hour ahead because I never changed it. And that's okay with me. Eventually I'm going to get like annoyed with it and then I'll change it. But usually it's like 2 months after daylight savings, it just doesn't get changed. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. Yep. Yeah. I think the best I've ever done in any Pac-Man or Ms. Pac-Man is like level 5 or 6. Like, I do not get far into this games. And that's okay. I'm not playing it to be competitive. I'm just playing to chill out, relax. Oh, that is a strange course indeed. Well played, game. Another port I really like is the Atari 2600 port. Okay, the 2600 port is good. I meant the 7800 port, though. And if mine was working, I would have done that one. But then I probably would have just played Food Fight. Food Fight is like one of my favorite all-time games, much like Ms. Pac-Man. I've never played the arcade version, but I do have it. It was one of the Ford games that came with my 7800, and I immediately fell in love with it. It was like one of those, how did I never play this game before kind of a moment. Oh man, Food Fight is awesome. But I have not had a working AC adapter for my 7800 in about, since I moved in here, so like 3 years, almost 4. It's kind of sad, but they're surprisingly hard to get. In fact, they got a 7800 in at Fleet Toys a few months ago, and I was like, geez, with as much trouble as I'm having finding the adapter for it, maybe I should just buy a new system at this point. Needless to say, that is not what I did. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go. Is that a tomato or an apple? It's probably an apple, but it looks like it could be a tomato. This Pac-Man just scarfing down tomatoes whole. Ooh, ooh, there we go. Oh, slippery. Munchy, munchy. With only 2 left. I'll tell you, the worst thing that can happen when you're playing like Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man is that you've got like 1 left on the board. And I had it happen once where I got hit like right before I got that last one, and it was actually one of the power pellets. It's like, wow, that is hilarious and sucks at the same time. Let's try Mini. It's just a smaller version of the maze. It actually kind of reminds me of the Atari version where it was kind of stretched out like this. Oh, oh, holy crap, it's already here. Oh, go up, you. Ah, there we go. So we're not even playing for high scores. We're just trying to get the cherries today. Possibly the pretzel. I always thought it was funny. You got all these fruits and then a pretzel. Because, you know what? Pretzels are awesome, so why not? I remember right before my mom passed away, she had some, like the big soft pretzels in the freezer. And she offered me one because she wanted to use them up. And I'd buy them sometimes at like the mall, or sometimes like the Walmarts will have that pretzel place in it. It's like Annie's Pretzels or something. I never had these like frozen ones that you put in the microwave. And it's so weird. That was like one of the last things my mom did for me was make me this soft pretzel. And now, like, I buy them fairly often now. I just have that like association of my mom making me that. One of the last things she was ever able to do for me, make me the pretzel. Sometimes you just gotta have a big soft pretzel. There's a place at when I did my video of the malls and around Waterloo. Crossroads has a pretzel place. It might be in the video. I tried to keep anything with people out of it. But every time I go there, the girlfriend likes to get pretzels from there. So we started getting them, and they've got pretzel bites. And they do like a cheese-filled one or the regular ones. And a lot of times we'll just get like one of each. That goes over pretty good. But one day we went to order them. It was like, let's go get some of these. Let's go get some of those pretzel bites. Because this place has like the best soft pretzels. Bear none. Like if you're in Iowa and you're in the Cedar Falls, Waterloo area, yeah, go to Crossroads Mall and go get some of those pretzels. But anyway, so we go up there, we're getting and we were hungry because it was like lunchtime. We were debating where to go to lunch, and I was like, well, let's go get some pretzel bites and we'll decide from there. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. And I ordered like the big order of pretzels. It was like $20. And it's this like huge jumbo-sized thing of pretzel bites. And she just looks at me like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, we'll just call that our lunch. It's all good. So we had those, and then we just like got a couple of sodas and went to a park and just sat in the park and ate the pretzel bites. Like, it may not be the healthiest way to go, but sometimes you gotta spoil yourself. I got an extra life. Now I just gotta get over here. Whoa! Oh, there we go. Wasn't sure I was going to pull that off. See, now, as much as I like my controllers and my D-pad, the Pac-Man series is one series I'll say that a joystick really comes in handy. Bubble Bobble's another one. It actually just seems to play better with an actual joystick. Pretzel! Oh, yeah, there we go. Some cheese on that thing. It's a hard game to not get into like that, you know? Like, you gotta get into it. That guy's gonna change. Oh, no, they changed back while I was eating them. Okay. Alright. That's okay. It's all good. We're playing just for the fruit and pretzels today, so... Gotta get it. Ah. There we go. Oh no. If I just kept going that way, I think I could have beat this one. Whew. Well, let me tell you, we're going to go ahead and end the game here. Go ahead and stop that. But let me tell you, you cannot go wrong with Ms. Pac-Man. It is easily one of the best games of all time. I mean, I'm having a blast and I'm doing terrible. How many games can you say that at? Tetris, Ms. Pac-Man, maybe Pipe Dreams? I should have played Pipe Dreams. Oh, that would have been a good one. But no, again, we had the cherry cigar. We had to have Ms. Pac-Man for the cherry. So anyway, so we smoked about a third of this thing so far. And I will say, for as much praise as I gave the mint, this is up there. Like the mint and the red are here, and then what I've had so far, the others are kind of here. And the thing is, they're still like top level cigars. I mean, again, I've the other one was what, the latte. I could recommend all three, but again, if you don't like mint, stay away from the mint. Oh man, the day we got that, we went to Arby's and got a Jamocha shake, and we had that mint cigar and a Jamocha shake, and that was great together. And honestly, I'd go good with this too, but these are the Java coffee cigars, so having a coffee flavored milkshake would probably go with any of them. So that's it for today. Little Ms. Pac-Man, a little bit of a cigar review. I'm digging this thing. I think it's going to be solid throughout. So yeah, I never know how to end these videos. I mean, because I get rambling. Anyway, Java Red by Drew Estates and Rocky Patel. Fantastic. If you're looking for something that's got this dark chocolate cherry flavor to it, this is great. And honestly, I love getting the cherry cloves, and this is just as good as those. The smell. You saw my eyes and my reaction when I pulled this thing out of the plastic. It was just intoxicating and incredible. And smoking it has also been intoxicating and incredible. Grab one if you can. Throw on some Ms. Pac-Man, grab your favorite drink, and munch some ghosts and smoke a cigar. Till then, we'll see you next time.